communicates that immediately just from how you wear it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think when I saw that, when I was watching that era, like even when the artists came through, like Pro before TS Records was Pro and he used to do the leather jackets. Then when he came into TS, I said TS manje, Ushai Gucci, Ushai TS, the superstar kicks in. Yeah.
We're getting money, we're young, we're new money. We're not as wise as one is wise now. I was still very Europeanized with my mindset, always looked up to European brands. Times change. Right now you see me in a lot of local brands. I mean, I wear pretty much maybe 70-80% of my kit every day. I wear local. And I think I'll say it on this podcast as well, just to clear the air. And I don't like new generations hearing certain things or lies that are being said around, and then they run with it. And then they end up messing your legacy. If I have to say this to dispel a lot of the people who would say, Sbuda ropu Prantesh, Sbuda ropu Pro, Sbuda ropu Zahara, it is false, because I've always been shining. Till today I shine. I shine on my own. I don't need anyone. But what I can do is I can put my light on you for you to shine. I don't need nobody to do that for me, because I'm a man of my own. I believe in myself, and I'll always shine. I'm a blessing, you know, and I'm blessed to be a blessing.
Shout out.
And I don't want to say, hey, you know, we made these guys successful. No, everybody played their part. And as you would say, when Pro was Pro, but he wasn't Pro until he joined TS, and he became the Pro that we know today.
Yes.
But people don't know that when Pro was doing it, when he was at his peak and was doing very well, he felt that he was ready and he was enough. He was making money, and he went on to start MFE, his own company. He was at his peak, he was successful, he had his own money, he was doing well. And unfortunately, my brother had to pass on, the greatest lyricist of all time, Linda Mkhize Pro.
Big facts.
And I'm glad finally the country got to realize your greatness. And it only makes me sad when people throw around the lies that I was a negative in your career, when everybody knows we were a positive in Pro's career, even financially, money-wise. Pro was living, Pro was getting money. Pro had his money, went on to start his company, and unfortunately, we stopped working together around 2012, and then a couple of years later, unfortunately, passed on. Same as Brown. You know, people know they remember Brown for when he was with TS. He had all the successes, and Brown did really, really well. And unfortunately, when Brown and Tando were at the peak of their game, they kind of felt they were ready to start their own companies. Brown moved on to start his own thing. Tando moved. I think they started their own thing together, and they worked with Lance. They had money at the time. They were doing well. They had big brands. And I believe I was also a part of contributing into that. So what people will remember is the success that we had when we were together, but what people don't remember is that he lived 5 more years after working with us afterwards. But unfortunately, I cannot be in control of how we all lead our lives when we're no longer together. I can only have control and my contribution in your life when we're still a team, when we're here. But even no matter we'd speak to each other, but it was not as often as it used to be. And unfortunately, I'm not a part of his career anymore. So when he succeeds or he doesn't succeed or whatever happens, unfortunately, people remember him for being with us, that when the guys pass on, fans are most likely, you know, to blame the record company, which is, I believe, is totally unfair. You know, because all what we did was, let me just speak for myself. All what I've ever done in my entire career, whether it's here on radio, whether when I was still working at Telkom, whether I was still working at Metro YFM, I've always put on guys. Makip, you do know how much I used to plug that brand.
Yes.
Kwal, you do know how much I used to plug that brand. Dankisan, you do know how much I used to plug that brand. Ivandal, I used to plug a lot of artists. Still today, I plug artists. I put people on. Abu Malela, Abu Trevor, Abu Skova, Abu Karasma Fashion, Abu Solo Vista. I've just always been that guy.
Yeah.
But it's sad when people then want to twist your legacy. I mean, I'll fight for my legacy, and I'll always clear the air and say, when everybody was with me, they were getting paid, they were getting money, they were successful. And unfortunately, I can't speak for when they're no longer with me. Till today, you can see me, I'm my own man. Where even when I'm down and out and I've been kicked out and people write me off, I'm still able to rise and bring myself back, because that's what I'm here on earth to do. I'm blessed to become a blessing unto other people. I'll just always thrive, I'll always succeed. But I think I've lived a life that can inspire so many other people, that as artists, we are not just only creative beings. We are here to create not only music. We create anything. We create anything. We create create anything. We create the music, we create the shows, we create the clothes, we create the products, we build brands. That's why all these big brands have always been paying us a lot of money to make their brands bigger and successful. Until I became sharp and I was like, no. How many times am I going to keep taking these checks as my endorsement deals? It's time I build my own thing. And that's why the growth or the evolution of Sbuda as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, was no, I'd rather be an outcast. I'm just going to go and build my own empire, my own legacy. I'm going to go build my own brands. And I'll continue to thrive in putting other people on, because that's the nature of Sbuda. I put people on. I always take my light, I make it shine onto other people. If there's anything I've ever done in the music industry, I've contributed in making a lot of artists successful and paid. And the same with my sister, Zahara. We made history together. By the way, I miss you, Bulelo. I miss you. But what I don't like is when she goes out and she says, I owe her money, because you know that's a lie. And if you go down to the books at Universal Music, she actually owes us money and she doesn't know that. Zahara was getting paid 50% royalty rate, and TS Records was getting paid 50%. And it wasn't supposed to be like that. The contract was, she was supposed to get a little bit lesser than that, and the company gets a little bit more. But throughout the universal career of Zahara's TS Records career, Zahara was getting 50-50. 50, the whole company. 50 as an artist. And when I left the music industry to go start Mofaya and Massive Metro, Zahara went on to go start her own company, same thing with Pro. And my brothers, Brown, may their souls rest in peace. He went to go start a company with Usanere, and she knows that. And she knows that she was a millionaire when we went apart. She had a car, she had an amazing Audi Slata. She had money, she was a millionaire when we went apart. I don't know what went wrong that in 2012, what has happened all the way to 2020, I'm the bad guy now. I'm the one who's chowed people's monies, and it's unfair because I've just always been blessing people. You know? And I don't want to blame her because we all make those mistakes. I've made my mistakes. I've been wrong and made mistakes with my money management. But to tell you the truth, Zahara knows when I met her, she was an up-and-coming artist, my sister. Nobody knew her. And we worked together. We all of us, I don't want to say her or us, we all as a team created magic. She remembers those 2 Christmases when nobody was by her side. We had by the second time, actually, she was going through the most. Nobody was there for her. She was in hospital. She was going through a liver problem, and the doctors there were saying she was drinking alcohol. These are the things that I've been quiet because I don't want to share. I don't want to speak about them because it puts her in a bad light. But I have to say them because these things that are being perpetuated, it's unfair. Because that legacy is going to pass on to my kids, and people are going to say I charge people's money. No, I know how to make my own money. I've made people millionaires. I've made people rich. I've made people shine. I've made people celebrities. I've made people successful. That's why today I've decided, let me rather and just go make other things happy. Other things successful. Other things famous. And that's what I'm doing with my things here. And these things are employing a lot of other people. We're employing hundreds of people here. We're employing lots of people here. Sometimes we go through the most as a business. We go through ups and downs. We don't even have money to pay employees sometimes. We don't get paid. The last time I got a check was in March. But guess what? We always thrive. We always come back up. And just that's the truth. And I think these are the things I did not want to share, but because of the relationship that I've had with you, I believe you deserve to hear the story from the horse's mouth. And I didn't want to share this. I've just keep quiet the whole time and let people criticize me, and they're allowed to because they are fans, of course. They need to know what's going on. Why did you guys do 1, 2, 3, and 4? Why would you do this? Nami ngiyamthanda. Ngiyakuthanda Zahara futhi ngikukhumbulile. And we are going to I think you owe me an apology, and we need to do another collaboration and make music together. I wish you nothing but the best. I love you with all my heart. I was there when nobody was there for you. I was there when people criticized you. I was there when and not only I, there's a lot of us who were there for you. Even in your trials and tribulations that I don't want to share that much now, who was by your bedside in those hospitals? Who was helping you pay those bills? Who was there all the way till today? You own your own publishing. Maybe some of the struggles that other artists go through, you don't know. But we put you in a place of privilege where you own your own publishing, Tansekai. And if there's anything wrong, pick up the phone. Come meet me and speak to me. It's unfair for you to go on social media and say all these different things, because the only thing I ever did was to help you. But what you're doing right now is unfair. And it's unfair for me. It's unfair for my moms. It's unfair for my family. It's going to be unfair for my children in the future. That's why I have to cut it off and tell the truth. But I love you. You owe me an apology. Big up. Thank you, bro.
Big up, King.
Broadcast live